Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming off a tough loss in more ways than one. But you know what? It's only fitting we play as Udis. A4 Xylophone Jilly. Verizon Radio Shack. Normie music. Hey. Normie music. Hey. Eat the hay like you're a horse. Dan, I am... Hold on. Dan, I am relatively new channel, but I'm watching at work. Thank you for simulcasting YouTube. Yo, Echo MOTN. If it's a normal show, I will always go live on YouTube too. But if it's a short one, I just kind of... I don't know. I don't want you to be like, oh, I was expecting a long one. Wait. Boss rush time. Why not us? No, it's not. It's not. I'm okay with disappointing Twitch chat. It's just that Twitch is the primary concern. You know? Like, we gotta take care of the Twitch garden. You know? YouTube just provides some fertilizer every now and then. Sure. No. See, this is where I get trouble. Chat, like, how would you manage the relationship with YouTube? I mean, let's talk about it. It's out in the open now. We might as well talk about it. Because, like, it's not number one. YouTube's not number one, but that doesn't mean you can't be a great number two. YouTube's for lurkers, yeah. YouTube is actually for the workers that their bosses block Twitch.
Bear _ 2812 tipped $10. You may be the alpha horse of traitors, but you're the goat of Big Brother and the alpha wolf of Isaac.
Yo, appreciate the support. Thank you. No, and we can talk about it openly, but like, I don't want members to feel like disrespected, but they're not here right now. You know, so we can talk about them behind their back because they're not here. It's like, maybe they're like members in waiting, you know? Like, I think that's probably the way to look at it, is there's a waiting list to become a Twitch subscriber. It just is. That's like, they got to be approved. They got to go through a bunch of stuff. And it's like, that's step one. Some people were fortunate enough to make the leap from the start to Twitch. But you know what? The club's getting filled up. I'm just digging a deeper hole. Dim Bulb's good. Who's a first round pick Twitch sub? I mean, you brought up every mod. You want me to not say that? I didn't say VIPs, I said mods. Don't put words in my mouth. If you're gonna build a program or a franchise, it starts with the mods. But you don't know mods until they're not mods. You know what I mean? What? It's like you can't just go out and get a mod. The mods are organic. I think we didn't talk about regarding traders is like, I hope that it was really like, this is it. I'm telling you, like, this is it. But one of the cool things about it was, you know, since, you know, the community started and everything, like all that was like old hat. So it was cool for, you know, people to kind of experience that together, you know, and it's like a different deal. Like before it was always like, oh yeah, watch the supercut. And now it was like, hey, we're living the supercut. Fury, you don't watch reality TV, huh? I think that was one of the early criterias why you were one of the first mods. I felt like I knew you didn't watch Big Brother. All right, let's style. I can tell the truth or not. I mean, it's definitely played a role. Chat, the first, I'm not gonna dunk on anyone, but the first round of mods, like before we went like full time back in the day, just say I learned a thing or two about who the mods Como se dice, live feed watchers. Nice people. Maybe. I'm just digging, chat. Today is digging Friday. I'm just digging a hole. No, not all live feeders. There's some like, I have some like friends that watch live feeds that you'd be shocked that they watch live feeds. We'll take it. I will. I mean, since we're talking about, I will say I met Taryn before he was did his podcast and stuff at PAX East 2012. And I thought he had me fooled. I thought he was like because he was a part of the community. But when I met him, I'm like, okay, It was like a Frost Prime situation. Super nice guy, and I liked Terran, but it was like Frost Prime. Like I knew within 3 seconds of meeting him, okay, like he's a huge Big Brother fan. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's nice to see a Big Brother play you enjoy watching on Twitch, and I think that was like that was one of the challenges. It took a long time, is like getting to a point where people were like surprised that I was on TV as opposed to just being here because I was on Big Brother. Need some tears up. Didn't get enough of that last night. Harvard, why are you saying rip lies of P? Honestly, like I'm trying to think at this point in life, what will happen first? Lies of Oz or Elden Ring DLC? Like at this point, like we have heard nothing about the Elden Ring DLC. Like zero. But I guess when it drops, it will probably light things on fire. You know what I mean? Because it's been so long, and they've been cooking so long, you have to know it's gonna be amazing. Like there's no way it's not gonna be amazing. Recently learned you have a Twitch, you trim Big Brother. What kind of games do I play? A lot of indie games that you probably don't recognize, and a lot of suffercore games. Elden Ring DLC will be like Elden Ring 2. I mean, they've been putting so much on. Is there any like WikiLeaks for Elden Ring? I don't know. Is that still a thing? Was that from the early 2000s, WikiLeaks? No. How is nothing leaked? We've seen Grand Theft Auto 6 leak. Explain suffercore to normies. Suffercore is someone with average to below average gaming skill taking on challenges that are out of range. Leaks are stuck in the Miyazaki loop. I was looking at TikTok the other day. We have a Hoofa TikTok has like 2 million views. Like the Hoofa Suffercore had 2 million views. I'm like, how is that even a real thing? Meat. We haven't touched meat. We haven't picked up the meat item in Isaac yet. You piece. So we had 100% chance at an angel, Dan. We just squeaked. We just messed it up. I think we could do a weekly Dark Souls 1 Deathless challenge. Because I think we could make it. I think we could do it. But like the other thing too is like it's like devastation, right? So like let's say we make it to Capra Demon and die. You got to go all the way back to the beginning. I could see this happening.
I've had enough! I've had enough!
That's why you'd watch. But the other thing too is like we don't know Dark Souls 1. I don't know. I got to look into Lords of Fallen. I don't know if it's got the legs to carry. I love Dark Souls 2. I don't get the slander. Little Leecha. It's like Mario 2 and it's like Zelda 2. If the exclamation, you must exclamate. Okay. Chat, Lemmy is a Scottish comedian. What is Lemmy's story? Scottish comedian. What is he on? Like, if he were K Kona, what would he be on? Like, whose line is it anyways? Loads of improv. The whitest kids you know? I know Zach from that. He's a good dude. Zach, so a little deep lore, I probably, you know. Zach from The Whitest Kids You Know. One of my friends. Huge Souls fan. Like, that's what got me back into Souls. Was him. We went on vacation. Because his wife and my wife are also good friends. And we were in California. And he brought his Xbox 360. So this is how long ago it was. And you know, it's beautiful, right? We're in California, it's beautiful. We spent probably half our time me watching him play Dark Souls 2. I know, and that's what I'm like, man, I should really give Dark Souls 1 another shot. That's what got me back into it. The heck? Wait, so we can talk about his Barbarian movie? Look, I am certainly not taking credit for it, but do you know where Barbarian the movie was set in? So, not taking credit for it all, but I can definitely say it was he spent him and his wife would before we had kids would stay with us like once a summer. We'd go to Detroit, do different things. Ooh, Nod Leaf. If you were to ask him where the inspiration for the setting came from, I'm not gonna tell you. That's not my place to say it. You just ask him. But super happy for him because that was like his. So he had directed another movie before, and it didn't go so well. Like I don't know, maybe like 8 years ago, and this was kind of like his shot. And man, like I know the budget for Barbarian was not super huge by modern standards, but when you saw that box office, my man hit another level. Barbarian is like a horror thriller that came out about a year ago, less than a year ago. I would imagine at some point I'll have him on the podcast. I'd like to at least. Nah, Epic, I think I'm done with reality TV now. I think it's safe to say time to stay in retirement this time. Where's our boss rush?
Wife and I've been loving the traitors. Funny seeing someone I've been watching stream for around a decade on a legit TV show.
I know, it's gotta be a little bizarre, right? You're like, that's my streamer, but also that's my different streamer. We go right to boss. Hold on here, kid. We need 100% AD. Thank you. I mean, do we have to exclamate here? That shows up all the time. Okay. Would I host a reality show? Maybe on Twitch. Chad, I'm not leaving. Outside of the stop for press in New York and then shoot the finale and then vacation all in the next 4 weeks. I'm not going anywhere after that. I'm not going anywhere after that. Everyone has a price. Yeah, you guys fulfill that every month for me. Like, I love it here. Like, the price is good here. You know, Chad, if we can keep this rolling another 20, 30 years, I'm not going anywhere. And by rolling, like, we don't need to grow, Chad. This is like, honestly, I feel like super lucky, man. It's like, I know some people are always like hyper obsessed with growth and that kind of stuff, but I'm talking just about AWWA, man. Like, I popped in this was, I'll tell you guys, one of the cool things I got to do because the show is I'm trying not to dox it, but my niece and nephew, their principal really likes the show, and so does my nephew's teacher. They're pretty young, and so I stopped in their school to say hello to the principal, and like there's a point to the story. And when I surprised my niece and nephew, and like they were like, you know, they were like the studs for the day in class. So that was like, anytime I can do something like that, so like other people get juice from the show, I like that. But the point of bringing it up is because I was talking to the principal, and there's like, you know, parents want us to expand the school, this and that, because there's such a demand. But it's also, it's like, we like being this, you know, little school, and it's not always about just how big can you get. And that kind of resonated with me because super just grateful for everyone that's here. Sure we welcome in YouTube, but that hush rush, should we hush up? Nah, we're not built for hush, are we? No. And that's like, you know, I wouldn't, and people that are like always striving to grow and stuff like that, I wouldn't call that, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a certain point where it's like, you guys know me, I don't like stuff. I'm like the anti stuff. So just to be able to do, my thing is like, to be able to do what's having a fun, awesome job, like that's better than stuff. Just got caught watching at work. What do you mean, Hungry Squid? What do you mean? How did you get caught? Well, no, don't say bro getting fired. We can come back from this. We can come back from this. Can I call you? At the volume all the way up with no headphones. Can I call you? Can I talk to your manager? No, chat. That person hasn't said anything since they're in trouble at work now. About to be a full-time viewer? Don't say that. Better get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. You're allowed to have some entertainment at work. Work is not just 40 hours a week of just Excel spreadsheets. Welcome to YouTube chat, buddy. Hungry Squid, you gotta say something. So you're not allowed to have any fun at work at all? Like, what if it's just, hey, you get your work done very efficiently? Yeah, it's not a joke. Like, we can get Hungry Squid out of this. Squid's gonna be a little bit hungrier after they lose their job. That's not funny. I was laughing because I was about to say don't, not because of they're gonna lose their job. So we need a play-by-play from Hungry Squid. What happened? No, I want to know, how did they get caught and what was said? Yo, Hungry Squid, can I call your office and talk to your boss? Like, I called in a favor with the big guy, and then like I'll have my phone here and be like, hey, I'm talking to you. What do you mean, please do not? I just want to say I want to interview the manager about their business model in front of almost 1,000 people. Get fired because of Dance Simulator 2024? Not at all. Why would you say that? I'm not gonna get him fired. Why would you say that? Get fired due to streamer, any percentage speedrun? How do I talk to Hungry Squid and the manager? Man, no more hits, man. Streamer room. Real YouTube real bait? This run cost a viewer his job? I would not leverage someone's job for content. But I'd leverage his boss. 1, 2, Synthansia, 4. Adrenaline, for sure. Lil Gertie, Ouija. He said he sent you a DM. Okay. You piece, you're gonna get me fired. What did your boss say to you? And how did you get caught?
We need to know what Squid does for work. If he's a heart surgeon and he was watching the stream, I'd have less sympathy.
Gray Hair, thanks for the 35 months of Prime. Dude, this is a great combo. Book of Belial and Dim Bulb. That's a lot of D, man. Chat, you got to use your own devices and headphones at work. My 2 cents. Geo Tiger, what's your setup? We should come up with the ideal work from work, able to watch Twitch setup, including iOS and app upgrades. Didn't specifically tell me to stop watching, just had to demote you to mobile scheme. I was literally...
What's the percent chance of Dan making things worse for him?
Didn't specifically tell me to stop watching, just had to demote you to mobile screen. I was just literally sitting watching at the screen, no blinking. What do you do for work? Oh man, we full screen on monitor 1 at work. I love it. Synthansia. Oh man. That is, I will say that is bold. I can help, but like second monitor, but like full screen monitor, not doing like, you got no pivots. I'm a hiring I'm a hiring manager for a staffing company. No one was getting calls during these Isaac bugs. Just hire yourself again, forehead. I didn't lose anyone their job. That is not the meta. We're gonna save someone their job. Squid says I'll be more in trouble if a random Marty starts talking to my boss. Okay, so then he doesn't want me to call. I was gonna ask the manager their gut initial reaction when they saw that Squid was watching at work. I just wanted to see what they were thinking so we can get in the head of an HR manager, you know? And that way we can build a defense next time it happens. Dan, how would you remedy this situation with comedy and getting inside the head of your boss? We were saving up for this. Should we use Sun card? Should we Sun up or no? I don't know how many hits we have. Should we Sun? I don't know how much health we have. Had to Sun. Oh, we should have done it in a room so we got free kills. I don't know about other people, but you're allowed 0 horsing at work. When you say 0 horsing, what does that mean? Like, what if you had solitaire up for 5 minutes? So they're really expecting 9 to 5 with nothing? Of course. What do you mean, of course? I mean, chat, why? Okay, I think the ball is in our court. Why in chat if we should call Squid and talk to his manager, and in chat if no? Because there is bits, but I clearly I don't want someone to lose their job. 53% said yes.
Hello.
Hey, Squid, how's it going?
It's going all right. Just had to step outside real quick.
What can you tell me what? Can you paint the picture of what happened?
Yeah, so here I was, you know, looking on Indeed, had Indeed on the main screen, had you in the little corner.
Oh, okay, so not full monitor.
It was maybe like 60%. It wasn't in the corner really. And I, you know, my eyes were directed at the corner though. You know, you could just tell the way I was sitting. I was about an inch away from my monitor, staring real close to the Isaac Pogs. And yeah, Marty came up to me and he was like, man, you can keep watching, just put it on the phone and try not to pay too much attention to it, you know?
Okay, so that's like, but then you're like, okay, that's the first time you've ever been busted at work.
Yeah, you know, big busted, so.
Is your boss's
we're
name
out there,
actually
though.
Marty?
No.
Okay.
No doxing, no doxing.
I got you. Do you think if I were to talk to your manager and like do a quick interview, do you think that would help you or hurt you or be neutral?
Probably. Oh, jeez.
Like, let me say, what's your relationship like with your manager?
You know, I'm not the biggest fan, personally.
No, but like, how does he think of you? Like, hey, you do a good job. You know, like you don't really horse around a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I make him lots of money, so I feel like he's probably happy with what I'm doing.
So like,
but I mean, he doesn't really do much, so.
Because my question.
Now I'm getting a little BMing though, so.
Because my question would be to him would be, hey, what was your first reaction when you saw that? Because don't you want to know what oh cool, I don't care, or
yeah, because he said to me, he was like, oh, that kind of looks like a game that I used to play on my SNES, and I was like, what is this Marty talking about? What game?
I mean, but that's your chance. You're like, yo, Super Nintendo. That's like, what games did you play? All of a sudden, you got a 25% raise for just talking about, you know, Super Castlevania.
Whoa, 25%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility. Can chat hear me? Chat? Hello?
Yeah, chat can hear you. Chat can hear you.
Hi, chat.
So you don't want me? You do or you don't want me to talk to your manager?
I don't know. I'm a little nervous.
Like nervous that I'm gonna say.
No, I trust you 100%.
Okay.
You know, you're a very well-spoken guy sometimes, except when the Danglish comes out. But yeah, I don't know. Professional life.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for coming on. But when I saw your message, I was like, oh man, like we got to come up with some watching from work tips for maximum evasion. You know what I mean?
We need I just need a quick alt tab. Like I said, you did something else up. It was just, I was so locked in, you know? Come on.
All right, Squid. Well, I appreciate it. But the good news is it seems like your boss doesn't care if you watch.
I mean, yeah, I just walked out of the office and I'm having a conversation with you right now, so
all right.
It seems like the care isn't really there.
So to help other people right now watching from work, what would your #1 tip to them be?
Blink a couple times, just so they know that you're not, you know, just mindlessly watching someone play Isaac, like quite poorly.
Well, what do you mean?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, you're playing it good. You're playing good.
Oh, thanks.
Dead God, by the way.
Oh,
and yeah, just you know, keep that screen 30%. You know, just in the corner. You know, just a little something.
I got you.
Casual watching.
All right, Squid. Thanks so much for coming on, man.
All
I'm
right,
glad you didn't lose your job.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
See ya. Chad, I mean, there was genuine concern that he was gonna get fired. That's why. Yo, Hungry Squid, thanks for being a good sport. I'm glad you actually didn't get in trouble. I know you can move those hands around. We should be okay because of Tech X, right? Theoretically speaking, we got to be close. Oh, whoa! Is that new? Don't be afraid to be Kratos Everdeen's. One step at a time. We could do this. A mega stand would be a nice victory for Udis. Take a mouthful. All right, 89 cents to the Mars Volta. If we go deli, are we gonna get another shop? Because it may be worth going deli just to donate the 89 cents. No? Nicely done. All right, phase 2 me. Holy. Can he still brim me? Not a negative streak. No!